Hello guys, welcome back to technology. As you can see, we have made it to part 2, starting with the CSS. We are going to start working with CSS, and today we are going to have some basic knowledge of CSS. Remember, in the beginning of this lessons, I told you that CSS is used to style the text, to polish the text, and we are going to use CSS to give some meaning to our websites, to give some decorations, like we're going to paint our website. And to do it, this is the main things that you need to know, the rule syntax. And in CSS, we're going to use selectors, property, and value. So this rule applies to every CSS code that we'll be using. As an example, we have a P. The selector is actually an HTML element. Let's say we want to change the color of the paragraph. As here in P, we see that if we want to change the color of the paragraph to yellow, something that we cannot do with HTML, we need a CSS. To do CSS, you must have HTML as a prerequisite for this part. And as I said, if you want to change the color of a paragraph to yellow, we're going to use P, where P is the selector, and the color is the property, and yellow is actually the value. Now, from property all the way to here, from property up to here, it's called a declaration. And here we have only one declaration. We can have many declarations, as in this example. We call it declaration block. Let's say here our selector or the elements is H1. If we want to change to style H1, we can style it both by changing the font weight and the color. So for better reading and to edit it easily, we write it this way, not on the row, but we write it like in the color, vertical, not horizontally. So when coding, we'll be writing our HTML code vertically like this. This and this is the same thing. And we can also have multiple selectors. Like if you want to change to style H1, H2, H3, but they have the same declaration, so we're going to put them together as multiple selectors. So let's go and see how it works in an actual way. We go back to our website that we created previously. Remember this website that we created. And here for today, we're just going to change the paragraph color and the background color. So this is what we're going to do today. Once again, this video is going to be a shorter one. It's just a short introduction to CSS to have an idea on what we're going to do on the second part. We're just going to change the background color and the paragraph color. So to do it, we're going to use the same rule as here, the CSS syntax rule or rule syntax. We're going to need a selector, property, and value. As in our here, we want to change the background color. So our selector is going to be the body, and the property is background. Value, we're going to put the name of the color. So let's go to CSS, to Notepad++ and do it. I am in the home, and there are many ways to reference CSS, but today we're going to use it inside the tag, the head tag. You see, I'm writing my code inside the head tag. I'm going to use one HTML element called style. We are going to use the style element, the style tag, style, so for the time being, we are going to write all our CSS code inside here. Once again, there are three or more ways to three ways I think to reference our CSS. You can create another page, a separate page, and link it with this page, but for the time being we are going to use CSS inside here. And as I said, we start with the selector. I want my body, all these parts, the body to be, we have to open the curly brackets or braces, close it. So inside we're going to start with the property. We have identified the selector. We're going to put the property. So our property is going to be background. We want to change the background color. This one, background color. And column. Our background color, we want to give it, let's say, red. We want to change it to red. So so you see that body is the selector, which is going to select the body element, and the background is the property, and red is the value of the property. So if I save it and I go back there, if I go back to my website and I try to refresh it, you see that tada, the background has changed into red. We have changed the background into a red color. And we want to apply this CSS to all the pages, but we haven't finished yet. We said we have to change also the paragraph. Let's say I want this paragraph, my website is still under construction, to be written in yellow. So we are going to put P that represents our selector. It means I want to style the paragraph. I'm going to open the curly brackets, close it. Oh, there's something I forgot. A semicolon here. Always put a semicolon. It's very important. And here we want to change the color. Colon. And I want it to be yellow. Semicolon. So it's as simple as this one. I'm going to save it, go refresh this website, and check it out. You see, my website is still under construction, is now yellow. And I want this background color to apply to all the 3 web pages. So I'm just going to select, copy, and go paste it. Don't put it on the body part. It should be in the head element inside here. Everywhere, but should be inside the head. So I'm going to paste it here. Control S, I said. I paste it here. Right here. Control V, Control S. I said. So if I go back to my web page, although I change pages, I'm going to have the same background, and everything that is written inside the paragraph is going to be red, yellow. So this is a simple introduction to CSS, just to have an idea. I know that this background color doesn't fit this website, but I'm doing it just on the purpose of showing you what you can do with CSS. You see, CSS right now is inside the style tag, but everything inside here is no longer HTML. What is inside the style tag is the CSS code. So this is what we'll be working, and the same principle applies to everything that we are going to be doing. If you want to change our unordered lists look like, everything we are going to do it with the CSS. So for today, I just want you to go ahead, choose a random color that you want your website as a background. You can change also the color of your paragraph, and show me how you did it. But next week actually, we're going to expand a bit on this part of CSS. So thank you very much for watching this part. Hope to see you Next time we're going to continue with styling with CSS. Bye, and hope to see you next time.